Hello everyone, Troy West here. Welcome to the Solid Sports and Gamer channel. This is the Week 9 edition of the NFL Monday Football Hangover. Thank you for watching. We're going to go look over all the action from Week 9 up until now, and we'll look at tonight's game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we'll go all the way back to Thursday night and then look at all the action from yesterday. A lot of teams made statements. Another coach that lost his job. We'll talk a little bit about that as we go through every game from this week so far. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for supporting this show. Of course, we'll have this show until the end of the NFL season. And then, of course, we'll do the Solid Sports video blog every Thursday live. So that's where we stand right now. Like I said, hopefully we reach our goal of 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Excuse me, that's our goal between now and December 31st. But thank you guys so much for watching. Big week in the NFL, and another week to come, week 10. Got a lot of things going on, so let's get right into it as we go through every game that is been played so far this week, and then we'll preview tonight's game as we got the Chiefs hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I thought the Buccaneers was at home, but no, the Chiefs are at home. So they looks to stay undefeated, as everybody else at least have one loss on the year. So let's go all the way back to Thursday night. The Houston Texans fall to the New York Jets. Jets, a much needed win to get to 3-5, I believe, or was they 3-6? I think they 3-6 because they was in last place in the East. Right, so they get to 3-6. Houston falls to 6-3. Houston, a lot of injuries on the offensive line and on the offensive side of the ball. C.J. Stroud has looked normal these last few games. Jets finally put together a decent game. Aaron Rodgers looked decent as well. Garrett Wilson, of course, that crazy one-handed catch that he had, that they said rivals to Odell Beckham Jr. a few years ago. But the Jets stays alive. Like I said, the AFC still, like far as with the wild card, it's going to be sort of wide open. So as long as you can get together some wins, you might still have a shot. Houston pretty much still in good shape in the South. Indianapolis lost last night. We'll talk about their game when we get to it. But Houston has a real big gap between them and the rest of the AFC South. So at least the division is theirs. The positioning is probably going to be what they trying to get it. Did they want a higher seed, or they was a 4th seed last year, so look like they're in line to be the 4th seed again. These are right now, but we'll see from here on out. But Houston got to get healthy. Jets now, like I said, still haven't fallen off the face of the earth yet. Big win for them as they improved to 3-6. Houston falls to 6-3. Now we get into the Sunday's games. Big performance again for the Baltimore Ravens. 41-10 dominance over the Denver Broncos. Ravens go to 6-3 as well. Denver falls to 5-4. Broncos had one of the best defenses in the league coming in. But the Ravens was able to pretty much run shot on it. Couldn't execute in the red zone. That hurts them as well. But the Ravens, basically, like I said, if they don't go away from their formula, running the football, Derrick Henry, another 100-yard game. Lamar, perfect passer rating, had more touchdown passes than incompletions. Just another stellar game for him. Zay Flowers was huge. Other than that, they spread the ball around a lot. Mark Andrews had a few big catches in the middle of the field. Deontay Johnson didn't really get a lot of burn, which I'm not surprised. He just got there, so he got to find his niche. But a big dominant win for the Ravens. When they have games like this, it make you think about how they did lose. How they lose to the Raiders. How did they lose to the Cleveland Browns last week? Even the Chiefs game, and play here and there. They could have won that game as well. So, but that's been the Ravens the last few years. Can they keep this dominance going? We'll see. But definitely a huge win for them. When they at their best, they look like the best team in football, and they put it together a big game again. So as a Ravens fan, I'm excited. I'm happy about it, but they have to be more consistent with it. Denver fought at 5-4, but I still think they have a possibility of making the playoffs in the AFC. I still like what Bo Nix did, even though he struggled a little bit yesterday. So don't count the Broncos out yet, but this is a big loss for them as well. If they really wanted to try to get the division, which no one expects Kansas City to relinquish that, but I think Broncos will definitely be a contender for a wild card. We talk about the Chargers in a little bit, actually, in a few minutes, as they won yesterday. So the AFC West, as far as other than the Chiefs, started to look a little tight. But big win for the Ravens. They get to 6-3. Broncos fall to 5-4. Sorry about that. Just wait for this noise to go by. Okay. Bills win yesterday, 30-27 over the Miami Dolphins. Dramatic last-second field goal to win it. Miami definitely like a better team with Tua, but still just can't put it together to win a game, as they fall now to 2-7. Buffalo improves to 7-2. Let me just fact check that. I think they go to 7-2 because some of these teams they had buys yet, so I've been trying to remember who had buys or who didn't. Actually, Miami is 2-6, so Miami has had their bye. Buffalo hasn't yet, so they are 7-2. Bass 61-yard field goal wins it. Josh Allen another solid game. See like that Buffalo offense starting to put it together with the young receiver core and the tight ends. But Miami defensively, just something missing there. Jalen Ramsey, big play with the interception, but they don't get a lot of pass rush, and they're not good with tackling, so that's been hurting their defense. But big win for the Bills, as they got a lot of cushion in the AFC East. I think the Jets, with that win, are now back at second place in the division. New England, of course, losing. We'll talk about them. And we already talked about the Jets. So no team has more than 3 wins. And they had 7 wins, so they got a big cushion going into the second half of the season. Josh Allen, definitely an MVP candidate. We'll see if he's able to keep it up. But a big win for the Bills. 7-2, but still some chinks in their armor as well. We'll see how they handle the rest of the season. I don't know off the top of my head who they play next week, but I know they get Kansas City the week after, I believe. So that's a big game for them. Like I said, as far as the Miami Dolphins, hell have an outside shot, but they got to start putting some games together soon. Defensively, they got to improve as well. So the Bills go to 7-2, way ahead of the division. Miami fall to 2-6. LA Chargers go on the road and dominate the Cleveland Browns 27-10. It was turnover Jameis yesterday for the Browns, so that means a loss normally. Well, for him in his career. Chargers, like I said, Justin Herbert probably one of his better games through the air. But they want to pretty much run the football and play good defense. That's the formula the Chargers want to play with as they go to 5-3. Cleveland falls to 2-7. But huge game for Justin Herbert. Nearly 300 yards. I still think he ain't get for 300 yards yet. Jameis, 3 interceptions. That's not going to get it done for the Browns or for any team, by that matter. Chargers get to 5-3. Cleveland improves to 2-7. NFC South game, probably not with a lot of meaning, but they messed up to the Panthers as they win it 23-22, 1-point win over the Saints. Of course, unfortunately, this cost Dennis Allen his job. He got fired this morning. So the Saints move on from head coach. I know a little bit about Dennis Allen, but not a lot. But can't really justify keeping him. You know, you just always just question the middle of the season firings, especially that they are now y'all 2-7. They lost 7 in a row, so they basically the coldest team in football. I don't want to say they're the worst, but they're among the worst. After the 2 games they put on, the first 2 games of the season, I think they was even in my power records. I think they made my power records after they went 2-0. I put the Saints in there, but a lot of drama around Derek Carr as well. Former receiver for the Saints, Mike Thomas, had a lot to say on Twitter and on social media. Derek Carr sort of downplayed it a little bit. Just basically said he wished him nothing but the best. But Derek Carr has been a disappointment since he's been there, either by injury or by gameplay. So the Saints are in disarray right now. Panthers, put this one in your feather cap. A win is a win. Bryce Young probably is one of his best games of his career. So I think for morale, I think this is a good game, good win for the Panthers. But the Saints just don't understand. Has the talent, just could never put it together. So now Dennis Allen is out. Don't know who the intern will be, but Saints season pretty much over. Panthers season pretty much over, especially in the strong NFC this year. But a good win for the Panthers nevertheless, as both teams are now 2-7, I believe. I think Carolina has they buys, never had they buy yet either. Yeah, so both teams are 2-7, and virtually that put the Panthers ahead of them. So never like to see nobody get fired, but Dennis Allen case, don't have really much to say to defend them either. So Saints got a lot of things to think about in the future. Panthers, same, but right now they're in a better spot than the New Orleans Saints. So both teams 2-7, and it's just trying to get through the season. Cincinnati Bengals defeat the Las Vegas Raiders 41-24. Raiders made a lot of changes as well. OC, offensive line coach, quarterback coach, all gone, fired. As the Bengals move to 4-5, got a big game this week against my Ravens on Thursday night on the road. If they could somehow get the upset there, the Bengals are right back in it. Vegas fall to 2-7, and it's in that same group with the Saints and the Panthers, and I say the Patriots also with 2 wins. So Antonio Pierce, we'll see how the Raiders value him. I think if he is let go, it's going to be, I think they're going to stick with him the rest of the season. But the Raiders have made a lot of wholesale changes, so we'll see if they hold on to Coach Pierce. But it doesn't look good for the Raiders right now. Trade deadline tomorrow, so Thursday we'll talk a lot about it. If any major moves are made. But the Bengals should get this win to stay alive for at least a wild card spot as they go to 4-5. Again, Vegas fall to 2-7. Commanders and Giants. Commanders hold on to win it 27-22. Another decent game for Jalen Daniels. And the Commanders, they go to 7-2. Giants fall to 3-6. Let me be 100% sure. I think they do have 3 wins, or do they have just 2 wins? Nope, I gave them an extra win. They 2-7 now. Commanders, the Eagles look good. We're gonna talk about the Eagles. in a second. The Eagles look good, but I think the Commanders are definitely a contender for the East. Dallas, we're going to get into them as well later. They just suffered a loss. Actually, they're our next game up. Giants, I like the running back, Tracy Jr. Because Malik Labors is something to build on. But the Giants defense not horrible. But Daniel Jones, just too inconsistent. Brian Dable, as his days are numbered in New York, we'll see. But the Commanders, they give them more credit. They turned their season around. Turned their franchise around. At least it looked like it. With the new regime. So 7-2, and just gotta I don't know what their next couple of games is. They got a couple of tough ones, but I think they can definitely pull out this division. But the Eagles are coming, so you gotta watch out for them. But big win for them as they're in first place, 7-2. Giants are now the opposite, 2-7. Falcons defeat the Dallas Cowboys 27-21. Kirk Cousins, decent game by him as the Falcons go to 6-3, and now has to be the favorite to win this division now. Tampa, not going to already say they're going to lose, but expect to lose tonight. I'll put it that way. So that would put the Falcons pretty much 3 games ahead because they own the tiebreaker against the Buccaneers for the season. Atlanta probably just got to sharpen up defense a little bit more. Other than that, I think they're fine on offense. I think they started to come together. Drake London, we'll see how serious his injury is. But he's be able to find a lot of other receivers on that Falcons squad. Even Kyle Pitts has been our lock. So Falcons going to be a dangerous team come down to the season. Dallas, 3-5 now. Dak Prescott suffered a hamstring injury. I guess we'll know more about that later. Where the MRI is supposed to take place today. But Dallas is just in disarray. Just no stabilization. No good leadership. At least it looks like from the outside looking in. Jerry Jones still running his mouth. Talk about they're going to be sellers. I mean, they're going to be buyers between now and tomorrow. Dallas, I ain't gonna say they done, but they right there. They being cooked. I put it that way. Especially if Dak is gonna be out. No running game. It was the Zeke Elliott drama. So a lot going on with the Cowboys. I don't think they're gonna be able to turn this around this year. I'd definitely be surprised if they're able to make a run and make the playoffs. But the Falcons are good to position in the division in the South. At 6-3, Dallas are 3-5. Overtime win for the Tennessee Titans over the New England Patriots. 20-17 was the final score. Mason Rudolph did just enough, but both of these teams, of course, are rebuilding. Drake May, of course, the turnovers hurt, but overall, I just like the way his poise and how he plays, especially on the last play of the game, to sit in the overtime. Stood in the pocket, made a great throw. Was able to tie the game, get in overtime, but could not get over the hump in overtime as the Titans win it. Both teams are 2-7 as the Titans get their second win of the year to climb out that 1-win hole. Actually, Tennessee is 2-6, so they had their bye, but New England is 2-7. Like I said, I think it's just a building year. We'll see with Coach Mayo how things improve. As long as you just see improvement throughout the year. It's not about the wins and losses. You just got to improve. If they do that, I think he'll be fine. The pitchers will be fine. Drake May, I can't say that they found their quarterback yet. I like the way he plays. But I think they're going to need to evaluate him the rest of this year and to see what he does from here on out. But good big win for the Titans. Good win for the Titans. As they go to 2-6, Patriots fall to 2-7. And we'll see what they do next week. See what both of these teams do in their next game. Surprising score, not necessarily surprising result. Cardinals all over the Bears, 29-9. Cardinals are now, I think, alone in first place in the West at 5-4. I know San Fran is even. No, I think San Fran even. Seattle lost, so Seattle is 4-5. Who else we got in the division? The Rams. The Rams are even. The Rams and the Niners are 4-4. Rams are Seattle's 4-5, so they fall the first. So yeah, right now Arizona is your first place team in the NFC West. Who would have thought this deep in the season? Kyler Murray didn't do much yesterday. The running game, they just ran the ball on the Bears. But still, Kyler Murray was poised, made plays when he had to. Bears offense keep you scratching your head a little bit as they fall to now 4. I want to say 5-4, or is they 4-5? Let me see. I know they still a game over. Yeah. Oh no, they even now at 4-4. They had they bye. Okay. But this Bears team just seems like they're not disciplined. Last week should have won the game. Wasn't prepared for the Hail Mary. Bit them. And then this game, a few miscues in this game as well. So I heard some experts saying it could be could be on another coach spot next year. That would be bad because that's pretty much what they say was going to be different with Justin Fields leaving. So hopefully that's not the case. But if they keep losing, it could happen. But they still have a chance at a wild card. But I think they clearly is outclassed in this division. I think Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit is clearly better than them. And that's why I think I'm not sure if they make the playoffs or not. But they gotta get better. They gotta get more discipline on certain plays. Cardinals, like I said, they're gonna be around, I think, for the rest of the year. Great game yesterday by running the football. James Carter has been unbelievable. Didn't score at all yesterday, but had the yards to carry this Cardinals team as they go to 5-4 in first place in the NFC West. Bears are now 4-4 in this last place in the North in the NFC. Eagles Jaguars. Eagles win it 28-23. Eagles are now 6-3. Or are they 6-2? I think they 6-2. 6-2. I think they had their bye. Yeah, 6-2. Jags fall to 2-7. First it was the Jags offense not doing too well. Trevor Lawrence, but he's played better over the last few weeks, but still not good enough to win. Doug Peterson, whispers about him maybe being let go. We'll see about that. Eagles have turned it around. Even to their credit, I give them credit. Saquon Barkley has been a huge pickup for them in the offseason, of course. You see the crazy play he had yesterday with the spin move and then the hurdle backwards over the defender. Devontae Smith had an awesome one-handed catch as well, so it wasn't just Garrett Wilson this week. Couple of one-handed catches this week in the NFL. But the Eagles hold on and win it. But I just like the way they look far as offensively. Like they found their mojo. A.J. Brown, though, got to get healthy. He was out again, so he got to get healthy. Other than that, the Eagles look great. But they have to see if Washington will fall so they can catch up with them. Packers and Lions. Lions win it. Very crazy weather game, 24-14. The score, though, initially how dominant the Lions were in this game. Jordan Love got to stop the stupid turnovers. Got to stop the stupid interceptions. I don't want to say it cost them this game because I think Detroit just was in control. But Definitely would have been a closer game without those miscues, especially the pick six one. That was just one. You got to eat that. Lions 7-1 is rolling. Looks like the best team in football. Now my power rankings got the Chiefs over them, but let's just say the Chiefs leave this game. Detroit would definitely move to number one. But they look like the best team on both sides of the ball. Definitely in play to get a pass rusher. If they're able to, the Lions are going to be dangerous. They're definitely the best team in the NFC without question as they go to 7-1. Green Bay 6-3 despite the up and down injuries for Love. He almost got taken out the game yesterday as Malik Willis was warming up as he got hurt a little bit, banged up yesterday, but he stayed in the game, finished the game. Made it interesting, but Detroit just too dominant. They was able to win it to go to 7-1. Green Bay 6-3. So Detroit were now a little bit of a cushion in the NFC North. Another overtime result: the LA Rams defeat the Seattle Seahawks 26-20. Rams go to 4-4. Seattle falls to 4-5. Seahawks, Geno Smith. I hate all of Geno. It's just certain plays. It seemed like when they really need a play to be made, it seemed like the Seattle offense just get stagnant. Rams, well, I guess we know what they can do when they're healthy. Now that they're healthy at receiver, even though Puka Nacua got ejected early, but you got Cooper Kupp there, and the weapons that they have, they're healthier. This is a contender, at least for a wild card in the NFC West and in the NFC. So, big overtime win, division overtime win. Have a chance to win this division. Niners got to get healthy, but I just think with just half of the season to go, everybody with a shot. I think everybody has a shot. So we'll see. Seahawks, though, like I said, it's a bad loss. I think they got to show up some things on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, just missed the playoffs last year. They in the hunt this year again, but we'll see what they do for the rest of the season. It's going to be tough, though. So Arizona at 5-4 in the first place in the West. Rams and Niners are a half a game out, 4-4. Seahawks are 4-5 after this loss yesterday. And Sunday Night Football last night, Vikings defeat the Colts 21-13. Joe Flacco played decent, but just wasn't enough. And Vikings defense was all over him. Justin Jefferson, decent game for him. Jordan Addison scored. Donald, 3 interceptions. That has to be cleaned up. He's starting to turn the ball over again too much. But the Colts just couldn't capitalize on it. Give the Vikings defense credit. Was pretty much all over Joe Flacco all night. Couldn't really get into a rhythm with the blitz packages and stuff that they play. It's Vikings defense for real. And I think if they're going to win, that's going to be pretty much how it's going to be on the defensive side, even though the offense can put up points from time to time. So the Vikings improve after losing 2 in a row. They go to 6-2, I believe. I think they had their bye because I know they played in London. So I believe they 6-2. Colts are 4-5. I know that for a fact, and that is correct. Excuse me. So we'll see. Vikings keep pace with the Lions, a game back. So, and like I said, Green Bay's right there on their heels as they're half game back of them as they 6-3. That division is going to come down to the last few weeks of the season. I can just feel it. But the Vikings, out of all these teams, probably got the best defensive team overall. And I think that's what, if the Vikings going to go anywhere, that's what's going to carry them. Big win last night, get off the snide. I think, like I said, they didn't, even with the 2 losses in a row, they was close. So I think they was for real. And hopefully they'll be able to show it for the rest of the season. Colts sort of in a a peculiar place. Flacco, I still think they probably stick with him as the starter. We'll see with Anthony Richardson if he can get out the doghouse or not. But I think they're going to stick with Flacco even despite the loss. But still got a chance to win the division because Houston hasn't pulled away yet. So postseason is far from over. And like I said, with this wide open AFC, playoff spot is definitely in the grabs. So that is all the games so far for week 9. I didn't do too bad. I got a few wrong, but I didn't do too bad. Big game tonight though. Monday Night Football. Buccaneers 4-4 at the 7-0 Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Second week with DeAndre Hopkins. Let's see. I want to see how that develops. They're trying to get Marcus Lattimore from New Orleans. So we'll see if that trade falls through or not. Pat Mahomes got to play better. He's been basically average this season so far. Tampa, a lot of injuries on offense. That's why I see the Chiefs winning this one. 9-point favorite. Not nuts to think that it was going to be, but the Chiefs never, at least lately, they haven't been blowing out teams. So I think this game will be relatively close again. But I think the Chiefs will be in control, though, and win this game. Score. Always got to give a score, huh? I'm going to say 23-16 Kansas City. I think Tampa. I think Tampa prevents them. I think the Chiefs won't cover the spread, and Tampa will be within a touchdown. But I think you're going to be able to tell the Chiefs still was in control of this game, though. So that's my predictions for tonight. So we're pretty much done. Week 9 is in the books almost. Week 10 start off with a big game. Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. I'll preview that game on Thursday. Live Solid Sports Video Blog episode 280. As we look at here to week 10, I think the baseball awards will be announced. If not, we'll find something baseball to talk about, something short. And the NBA, we'll see what the NBA is in week number 3. So join me on Thursday, around 1, maybe a little later. But I have an official time, definitely by Wednesday. So check me out there on right here on YouTube. Thanks to those who may be watching the replay. We have a live chat. I like doing a live chat thing. Video will be posted. It'll be around 3:30ish. Look out for my shorts with the Nintendo Switch. Subscribe to all my social media as well, or follow me on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, for more. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, we will try to reach our goal to 500. Holidays are approaching, so be safe. Appreciate you guys so much. I'm not going to waste any more time. Like I said, just definitely reach out to me. Tomorrow's Shout Out Tuesday, so if you put a comment in the subscription, I will shout you out tomorrow. So look out for that. I thank you guys so much for the support. Big games already in the books. Big game tonight. Kansas City hosted Tampa. Thank you guys so much. I'm Troy West said thank you. And sub up to the channel, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Because like I said, you might get on my community wall on Shout Out Tuesday. So thank you guys so much. Week 9 is about to come to a conclusion. We're looking ahead to week 10 on Thursday. I'm Troy West said thank you so much for watching. Follow me on my social media. And peace and love always. Thank you so much.